Hello everyone. Today I find myself in a very different setting, for I have come to South Africa, to Pretoria, to my dad's house where I'm staying for a few weeks and I'm visiting. And so I thought, well, let me bring all my subscribers and followers along on a very different journey today, and just show you some of the plants that are growing in the garden. So the seasons have already started shifting down here. It's late summer, although saying that, it is still very, very warm and very bright. And so it would be exciting, I hope, for me to show you the types of plants that are still doing well, some that are not looking so good that you can see are perhaps at the end of their season. And yes, instead of me demonstrating a technique or how to do something or talking a lot in front of the camera, I'm going to take you on a small tour of this Pretoria garden. Now, for those of you that don't know, in this part of the world, summers get really, really very warm, but also there's enough rain about, and indeed, summers are the rainy season. So perhaps that's akin to the climate that you're growing in. Contrast to that, winters here are pretty cold, mild compared to some parts of the world, of course, not a lot of snow or frost, but certainly quite chilly with very bright days and cold, clear nights. So that gives you an idea of the type of environment we're in. Today is pretty warm. You might be hearing very many strange sounds. I certainly am trying to get used to the sounds, even though I grew up in this part of the world. I've certainly forgotten what certain birds sound like, and you might be hearing things in the background. So hopefully the sound is clear enough, but more than that, just use your senses to enjoy the plants. So come along with this journey and let me show you what's going on in this garden. So just starting where I was sitting, you can see this lovely Convolvulus morning glory vine just growing up amongst some of the brickwork and other plants. And I was told that this actually wasn't planted by seed. It is a self-sower, I guess, and it has made its way. And so that's pretty much lovely. And then we have this absolutely lovely, well, we call it a New Guinea impatiens, if I'm not mistaken. You can see it's thriving in the full sunlight. Absolutely super happy with where it is. Further along, we have this amazing Bromeliad, which is looking absolutely stunning at this time of the year. It doesn't want to be in full sun, so it's been placed in a slightly shaded corner. And as you can see, it is absolutely thriving. Let's move beyond. I'll take you past the swimming pool. Yes, in South African gardens, we tend to have a lot of swimming pools because, like I said, it does get pretty hot. Here you can see a lovely, lovely cycad growing in pots. It's been here a good number of years, so it seems to be thriving and it seems to be very happy where it is. And of course, you cannot not underplant with marigolds. These are quite a tall variety. I'm not exactly sure what they are because I didn't sow them, but they seem to be growing pretty sturdy. Might also be that they are a little bit in a shaded spot, so they are growing up. But over here, I have to just show you this. This is an amazing tree. Um, we tend to call it Frangipani. I don't know if perhaps the pronunciation is Frangipan, but it's so exotic looking and it is super floriferous at the moment. You can see it's got many flowers and there's a very, very soft, subtle, sweet scent permeating through the air. So there you can see a lovely, lovely big Frangipani tree growing away. Then in a slightly sheltered corner, we have this lovely Aeonium. And if I'm not mistaken, it is meant to be a green variety, but perhaps some of you can tell me in the comments if perhaps you were to plant it in full sunlight, maybe it would go a darker a shade. But very happy, and the advantage of living in a climate like this is this plant can remain outdoors for the duration of winter, and it will be absolutely fine. So here we have one Aeonium and a few hydrangeas growing. Coming along further, in this very shaded corner, we have a beautiful hibiscus growing. Super, super pretty, and being a kind of light pink, almost white color, it just gives you the most beautiful iridescence in the shaded corner. Over to this side, lots of more hardy perennials, lots of African irises, kind of robust plants that don't need a lot of work at all underneath this bottle brush tree, and flanked by all these, I guess, indigenous strelitzias and some palm trees up there. So you can see it is just a very, very green, hardy garden. And then we even have some gooseberries growing here. They seem to enjoy this slightly shaded spot, but I mean, it's shaded for part of the day, but actually pretty sunny for the rest of it. And then down along here, lots of Agapanthus, not in flower at the moment, they've had their time. And we have some more daylilies here, and up along here, more morning glories, and then this beautiful succulent growing all the way down from its pot. Obviously, even some nasturtiums. Who can call a garden complete without nasturtiums? Beautiful. And then my favorite part of always coming back is the grass. I mean, look at this. It's just the hardest, densest, most thick running grass. It is absolutely fantastic. To me, this is the true feel of a summer garden. Absolutely wonderful. And then in this corner, just a multitude of different edibles, some roses, and a few snapdragons, antirrhinums, and some Dutch iris growing in a pot. In this central bed, it's really a big range and a host of annuals. Now this is extremely bright light and direct sunlight, so it gets a lot of heat. And as you can see from this shot right here, these marigolds are absolutely loving the sun. They literally are the epitome of a sunny, hot, summery garden. And there you have an overview, and I have made my round around that swimming pool. So I'll take you to the top garden, where you will see a lot more various types of flowers and perennials growing. Next to me is a lovely, healthy, growing lemon tree, and they're in pots, as you can see down there. And the amazing thing is they stay here all year through. So I guess that's the advantage of living in a very, very temperate, perhaps almost subtropical climate. You can just leave these outside and they're happy to just keep growing and going as the seasons progress. Down here by my side is a lovely jade tree, jade plant specimen. I'm not exactly sure which variety, but you can quite clearly see that it is the typical jade tree that you would find in indoor growing spaces. So yes, it's in a very sheltered, shady corner of the garden, but yet again growing happily outdoors the entire year. And as you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful, healthy plant, and quite sizable, I might add. So yeah, very nice to see that. Now here we have a lot of interesting plants growing. It is a semi-sunny corner, but it only kind of gets sun for a part of the day and then it goes over into the shade. But just have a look at some of the epic plants growing here. I mean, that is just amazing. Look at the variegated leaves on this lovely plant. And then if I come a bit more to the right, this is mind-blowing. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is just such an impressive plant. I mean, I just have to reiterate, this is just an ordinary residential garden, but for me, it has a little bit of a botanical garden feel. I mean, this is just an amazing aloe. Super happy in amongst all these other plants. It's a big, kind of variety of different types of plants growing. But you can see how happy they are to just be in the sunny, kind of north-facing border. Lots of beautiful coleus growing in and amongst, and I've been told that they have absolutely self-seeded. So perhaps one or two plants to start with, and they've just gone on and made multiplied and established really, really well. And so just over to this side, and this is where I will not be able to pass. As you can see, I'm blocked in, but this gives you an overview of the entire border here, made up of a lot of ancient looking plants, to say the least. Another coleus absolutely thriving where it is. I mean, just look at that. I personally haven't had much success with them in my UK gardens. I certainly haven't had the best of success with seed, and it seems that these are just going on as they want and nothing can stop them. Beautiful plants, beautiful leaves, and a very, very stunning frame and sculpture overall. And for the final bed for today's garden tour, I have to show you this one, which is right up against the road. And I'm particularly proud of it because when we moved into this house, I was still a student and there was nothing growing under this tree. And I was the first one to start this bed. And my dad wasn't particularly impressed with my efforts. But many years later, and since I've moved out of the house, this garden and this bed seems to have really just romped away and established really nicely. So I'll turn the camera around and give you a proper tour of what's growing in it now, all these years later. Lots of annuals as well as grasses, some daylilies, some indigenous bulbs, and a lot of Agapanthus. So in early summer, this is obviously an amazing display of Agapanthus, purple flowers with this green structure because most of the plants do remain green throughout the winter. And there you have it, massive, impressive tree. I'm just going to come over this way. This is the sort of walkway leading into the main house, and they've actually have all these perennial vines and climbers growing over this archway, so that gives you a really, really lovely welcome. Some arty bits with some pelargoniums growing, and again, I've made a video of pelargoniums before, and I am eternally jealous because I have to take them indoors every winter. And just lastly, as we approach this gate, I need to show you these beautiful hibiscus plants. And for those of you that haven't seen on my channel page, I made a post about them, and here they are finally, hopefully as the climax of this video. Another few more this way, growing in full shade, surprisingly. Shows you it's not always necessary to follow the textbook examples. And who wouldn't want a intercom or a bell absolutely framed by these beautiful black-eyed Susans? Isn't that just so cool? Love it. Well, there you have it, everyone. A quick, short tour of this lovely, summery South African garden. Hopefully you've recognized some plants. Maybe some of them are completely unfamiliar or unknown or even exotic and strange to you. But it's amazing because so many of them you would have seen before, and perhaps you're growing them yourself. So let me know what you think of all the plants growing and how they are just able to grow outside most of the year. And if you like content like this, please do consider subscribing to my channel. And certainly for the next few weeks where I will be recording from South Africa, you can follow along. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.